Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, friends. I genuinely really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Flooding in all over the gaff from every angle because Chelsea have got loads of players. They're getting new coaching staff. They're going to get rid of some players, and they will need a couple of new key figures. We're referencing Football.London today to talk about Big Poch. Who he wants, new goalkeeper, and apparently he has already, headline stating, he has already told the Chelsea hierarchy what's gone wrong in this Chelsea team. Well, that was quick, Poch. I'll be interested in reading that with you. Thank you for joining me. Settle in, get comfortable. Please do consider giving me your little clickies, baby. Your little clickies, your likes, your subscriptions. Should you choose to subscribe, hit the sweet bell, baby. As always, I would encourage you to comment as we go. Comment as we go. So yes, like I said, we are referencing Football.London today. 2 articles, one by Bobby Vincent, one by Sam Hill, trends writer for the Chelsea. Let's hop into that now, talking about goalkeeper situation. Chelsea have held positive talks with Maurizio Pochettino for the vacant managerial position at Stamford Bridge, the former Tottenham and PSG job. Ugh, sounds gross when you say it like that. Is the leading candidate to take over the Blues. Bowley wants to overhaul the playing squad this summer. Okay, when we say overhaul, I think largely is cull. The term that journos and writers have been using is trimming the fat. Be plans for new signings and players being sold, heck yeah, and will be discussed with Poch before decisions are made. True, but we do need to make some of those P's to sort out our financial books, or financial fair play, our books. If the Argentine is indeed appointed as manager, which by all accounts he will be, there's further updates today from reputable journalists saying that it's just the final details in the contract about, like, you know, probably like release clauses and all that kind of stuff to offer him security, but they're probably, well, by all accounts, they're all on board. They want it to happen. In fact, you may have seen that video clip going around social media. I think it's a basketball game. A fan sees Bedad Egbali leaving and sort of grabs him, jostles him, and asks him, who's going to be the next Chelsea coach? To which Bedad replies, who do you want? Who do you want? And he says, we want Maurizio Pochettino. And he just says, we'll see, and winks at him. Imagine if he said, I want Zidane. I mean, obviously that scenario played out as, Bedad wanted, like, you know, sort of maybe he gave him a bit of a wink. The guy wasn't filming him, by the way. He just asked. It was someone else filming, so maybe he didn't know he was on film, and he was sort of going, yeah, we're getting Poch. But imagine if that guy said something really left field. What does Bedad say then? Like, probably not, mate. Don't know. Anyway, let's read on. So there are a few concerns in the Chelsea dressing room, or the squad, that need addressing ahead of next season, including the goalkeeper. Now, this, of course, is big. Kepa Arrizabalaga failed to prove he can be a reliable figure in goal. It's a weird story of Kepa, first team goalkeeper. He's had a good career, first team goalkeeper for Chelsea when we won the Europa League. He was, of course, part of the squad, in the Champions League winning squad. He then won his place back. He wore the captain's armband every now and again. He, for a short period of time, was Spain's #1 goalkeeper. But it's just been an emotional roller coaster. I think just that kind of volatile nature of his career is just testament to how he is not appropriate. And of course, he's not great at facing long shots either. He replaced Edouard Mendy. Mendy is facing an uncertain future this summer after a disappointing season at Stamford Bridge. He could be sold for funds. Yeah, he's a bit older, Mendy. Mendy should bring some money. I don't think he's got very long in his contract. I think he signed like a 4-year deal. Maybe he's got a couple of years left. In my head, I think he's only got 1 year left in the summer. Maybe he does. I don't think he'll bring in loads of money, but at the same time, he's a Champions League winning goalkeeper. He's an AFCON winning goalkeeper. He's a FIFA best goalkeeper winning goalkeeper. Surely we make our money back on him. At least. Kepa could also be sold, as it's unlikely he would settle for being a backup once again if a new starting shot stopper is signed this summer. That would be really tough as well, because Kepa's on a lot of money. He's got to go somewhere where he might take a pay cut, but take, a longer contract for longer financial security. Brentford's David Raya, Brighton's Robert Sanchez, and Inter Milan star Andre Onana have all been linked. Now, of course, Sanchez and Raya are playing well in the Premier League at present, sort of overachieving with their respective clubs. But I just got the same vibes from, I don't know, it just feels, I don't know. I know Premier League proven's a good thing generally, but I think it would just cost a lot of money, and maybe I'd probably be more on David Raya than Robert Sanchez. I'm just done with buying stuff from Brighton, and I feel like, assets from Brentford there's just a vibe about them that feel like they'll work better. Like, you can get a Cucurella or a Sanchez from Brighton, I don't know about that, or you can get an Ivan Toney and a David Raya from Brentford. That sounds better. I know Brighton are higher up in the table, but it feels better. Italian outlet La Gazzetta dello Sport claims a meeting was held between Chelsea and Inter Chiefs in Milan on Wednesday, with the two clubs discussing a deal that would see Onana come to Chelsea for £35 million. You might think, Onana, he's a real top tier goalkeeper, and to get him for £35 million, 40 million euro, yeah, fair enough, problem position, yeah. Well, he signed for Inter on a free last summer, so yeah, it kind of makes, it's free money for them. They've long had financial fair play issues, Inter Milan. Of course, after they won the Scudetto with Antonio Conte, they couldn't afford to invest and they needed to sell, so Conte left. Of course, they sold Lukaku, who was untouchable, but these mugs came along, Chelsea Football Club, and gave them £100 million for him. Of course, they sold Ashraf Hakimi for £70 million as well, so they made serious money, but it's not enough. They do feel like they need to sell still. Of course, signing Onana on a free transfer and selling him 12 months later for £40 million, free £40 million, is just cash money, and they will be tempted to do that, even if the Inter fans aren't overly happy with it. Of course, Onana, once of Ajax, very good footballing goalkeeper, good shot stopper. It's quite in vogue, do you know what I mean? However, the Blues are said to be looking to involve two fringe players in a swap deal that could bring Onana to Stamford Bridge. Trevor Chalobah and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are on the fringes of the squad and could be used in a swap deal. It'd be sad to see either of them go. I don't think necessarily there should be starters, either of them, so therefore that in itself might dictate they could be considered, but they're good players, of course, academy players, Cobham graduates. I'll always be sad for Ruben Loftus-Cheek because he's so unique. He looks so physically appropriate for the Premier League. He's really technical, he's big and he's strong, and he's so versatile that he's such a good, I don't know, I think probably he could be really good under Poch as a sort of closer, finisher in games. Still, they both might be interested in going to Serie A in Italy, lest we forget, ladies and gentlemen, that two of their Cobham amigos in Fikayo Tomori and Tammy Abraham have both gone out to Serie A and respectively had a great time. Of course, winning the Scudetto with Milan, Tomori, and being one of their most important key figures, and Tammy Abraham winning the first Conference League, being a key figure for Roma, the first trophy in forever, and their first European trophy, I believe, or something. Iconic out there, both of them. So, these fringe players in the Chelsea squad might think, let's have a crack and see what's going on. Let me know what you think about that. I think many people agree on the fact that we need a new goalkeeper, and if we can make it work by sending a couple of fringe players out there, then all the better. Maybe I'm just being overly sentimental with those guys. I mean, of course, Trev looks just really good sometimes on the right under Tuchel, but it's cash money, it's free money. Anyway, we're going to move over. Bobby Vincent's article headlined like this: Pochettino Maurizio Pochettino has already told Chelsea where blame lies for poor season amid clear warning. Let's see how this works. Hopefully, this will bring highlights of solutions. In his 5 years at Tottenham Hotspur, Pochettino was able to create a clear brand of football while making the club a serious competitor in Europe. I know they got to the final, but still. Just months before his dismissal at Spurs, the Argentine coach took his side to the Champions League final, only to be beaten by Premier League rivals Liverpool in Madrid 2-0. So, when he got let go by ruthless Daniel Levy, it was a surprise by a lot of people. Yeah, apparently it was close to untenable at the end. Maybe not Antonio Conte outburst and untenable, but still. But Pochettino showed at Tottenham, just as he did with Southampton prior to his move to North London, his brilliance in creating a new identity with a group of players. Pochettino is often praised for his expertise in man management, with his ability to get the best out of players on the pitch, which is very impressive. The Argentine has also shown his ability to create a clear identity of football when at a club, something Chelsea absolutely do not have at the moment. True, that is Chelsea personified, you would say. Lots of good players, but no real clear plan. Fluctuating things, but no plans. And certainly no goals. 1 goal in 7 games, that of which was a deflected Conor Gallagher hit in what was obviously a loss. So there's that. Graham Potter tried and ultimately failed, while Frank Lampard won't be at Stamford Bridge long enough to make a long-term impression. And Lampard was never about making a philosophy tactical. He was literally a roll of the dice for vibes, of which we never received. Pochettino will need the help of the Chelsea owners and the board, though, as he made perfectly clear when talking about his time with Tottenham about 2.5 years ago. The former Spurs boss explained how he ended up getting stressful formula in North London and how it took time in order to do so. Well, let's see what he said. He said this: "We spent a little bit more time at Southampton to get his methods across," he's just explaining. "Southampton was different to Tottenham. When we arrived at Tottenham, the circumstances were completely different. Tottenham was a team with 33 players. Ding, 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 ding. Bingo. Pretty much the same as Chelsea. A team trying to create some identity." And he said this ages ago, by the way. "A change the period they were dealing with until then, and to try in a different way to approach the games." Okay, maybe that's broken English there. "For us, Tottenham was an amazing journey, more than 5 years, that we really enjoyed from day one. People like Joe Lewis, the owner, Daniel Levy, and all the board and the people in the staff, they were helping me from day one, helping me to be successful." Hold on, just gotta stop and laugh there. Sorry, it's nice that Daniel Levy was helping you to be successful from day one. Quantify success. Obviously, I'm being a bit churlish here, context is required. Look at what he took and look at what he made. And always look on the bright side of life, ladies and gentlemen. We very much have to do that at the moment, considering our position. "The players were amazing too," he said. "We found a group with different habits. The players are not responsible for the habits they adopt." Interesting. Quite profound, actually. "It always leads the club who leads the companies. Today, football clubs are companies. You need to be strong. How you want to create habits and to translate your principles in the team." Right. And this is perhaps where we are all growing and evolving together. Because I was really, really down for the Graham Potter, therapist vibe. And maybe that's just because I'm a sensitive boy. But this is probably what we need. His guys grind habits into them. Not maybe quite as gnarly as Antonio Conte, because of course Poch is renowned for his friggin' man management, and you don't necessarily feel like Conte's got that. But he does sound like he wants to create these habits and translate the principles into your team. We haven't translated anything to the team except chaos. The players are important because the principles are taken onto the pitch. You need to create the line from the top, and be strong in your principles and the way you're going to develop for the thing to happen in the way you want. I like this. I think it was amazing to have this possibility to feel free, to create something special in Tottenham. Well, I'm certain, Big Poch, bro, that when you're having these, meetings with the Chelsea board, but Dad, Todd, they are saying, brother, if we give you the job, if you accept the contract, you will be free. You will feel free. Free to be whatever you choose. If you make the Blues win the Prem. That worked out well. When you arrive at a new club, you need to make some changes. You need to start to build. That's why it's so important to create something on a big platform. The coaching staff is about creating the platform where the players can feel comfortable and improve. There you go, a bit of Graham Potter in there, with a little bit of Argentinian aggression. So if Pochettino does end up being appointed Chelsea head coach, as expected, then he's going to need the full backing of the club's board, something Graham Potter didn't really have. Yeah, well, I think Graham Potter did have a different kind of backing, a profound backing, but maybe not as in like, this is how I'm going to do it and you're going to have to help me do it. It's more like, hey man, I'm just happy to be in the room. It's not necessarily about money. This is about going in with his methods and feeling fully supported. And look, man, whatever your position is on the Big Poch, with the Tottenham affiliations, with the lack of trophies in this country, it's just more than a coach now, isn't it? Like, it's a collective clear out and an idea of just a complete DNA change. I've been playing The Last of Us again because I watched the series. You know, the sort of hive mind cordyceps thing when they all feel the same. It's like that. Even better example, Nisha, Resident Evil 4. When you kill the main boss at the end, it's kind of like Last of Us, but it's a parasite, but he controls all the zombies. But when you kill the big bad boss at the end, they all die. So they're intrinsically linked. Chelsea is intrinsically linked everywhere with the players, the staff, the coach, and the vibes need to be right. The vibes currently are poisoned, and the poisoned vibes have gone through into João Felix and Enzo Fernandez and Misha Mudryk, and everyone's suddenly bad. Because the cordyceps, hive mind, parasite vibes have gone into them. So we need a cleanse, we need an antidote for said T-virus, and maybe Maurizio Pochettino is just that. Shout out to you, man, who understood those references. Thank you for joining me. Please do, if you're yet to hit a like, please hit one on your way out. Exit through the gift shop. Thank you for subscribing, and I look forward to reading all of your comments. Dear sweet friends, see you soon. Ciao.